Today we're going to talk about budget AKs at $125 or less in price. Now, when people are looking for entry-level AEGs, it can be a little difficult to decide where to go with all the prices and all the different models. Now, in personal experience, SEMAs, JGs, and even Golden Eagles all excel best when it comes to AKs, because AKs have really dependable gearboxes that are easily upgradable and they're easy to fix. They all have metal construction in most cases, and they usually have a high velocity and really long barrels. And these three factors make them excellent intro choices because they're always a really low price. So we picked out three SEMA AKs in particular that fulfill different roles and exemplify these values. Now, the first of the guns I brought out is the SEMA CM047C. Now, the first thing that's important about it, it's got that outer metal construction. It's not as tough a metal as you will find on premium brands, but it's a lot tougher than a lot of the plastic polymer guns you will typically find for other models, meaning that as an intro player, you can beat this up a little bit and you're going to be fine. In terms of velocity, it's got that version 3 metal gearbox, a TM clone, meaning it's really upgradable, as is common with all three of the guns we're going to look at, and it delivers 375 feet per second. Now, this is nice because this is a gun that's currently $100 and you can put in up to 2.8s in it. And because it's got that long 455mm inner barrel, you can get great range on it. Now, you're not gonna have the best groupings and the best accuracy as people with premium guns, but you'll have the same reach for a gun up to 4 times as inexpensive. Now, the previous AK was like a full-size, mid-range AEG, and all the ones we're looking at are effectively mid-range, but when you're looking for value, you don't have to cut out getting something smaller that performs just as well. Right here we have the AK-74UN. It's a carbine, it's really tight, it's got that full metal construction, the version 3 gearbox with all the aftermarket parts, and it's got a great velocity so you can put heavier BBs in it and get that extra range. Additionally, this is the lightest one we have. It's 6.5 pounds, so it's great for smaller players and for CQB players because of that folding wire stock. And to top it off, something I didn't mention about the previous gun, but is on actually most of the AKs you'll find in the competitive budget range, are these Russian-style scope mounts. You can get SEMA or Echo 1 brand scope rails, which give you rail space on the top by clipping onto this Russian-style scope. And on top of it all, you've got the wooden finish. A lot of budget AKs have a terrific wooden finish. I think it looks classy. It's much tougher than even some of the cheaper metals that you will find on these. And honestly, I believe the wood contributes to the durability of the AEG overall. Now, when I was first getting into this hobby and I was starting to go to public fields all the time, I was making friends in milsim communities, I was starting going to small ops before I was going to big ops. If I saw this AK on the wall or saw someone holding it, I would have dismissed it as being $250 or more. Fortunately, it isn't the case nowadays. This thing has a plethora of rail space, it's got an ergonomic grip, it's got the telescoping LE stock, and it's got that metal body durability, the high velocity, the long barrel, and of course that version 3 gearbox. This thing is only $119.95 in our sales section, and you'll find a lot like it. And an interesting thing, earlier I mentioned those Russian style rails and how not every gun is going to have it. That's the case with this. You've got the forward rails, but no Russian style rail. Now, some of the budget AKs we sell, you'll actually be able to get both, and honestly, because this is a platform, you can still customize it and do what you want with it. All three of these SEMA AKs are perfect if you're looking to get a backup gun or if you want a really robust intro gun for $125 or less. Again, they are matched shoulder to shoulder with a whole world of awesome SEMA products and AKJGs and Golden Eagles. All of these are effectively clones of the same type of AEG and all use functionally the same gearbox and very similar parts, so you really can't go wrong. Honestly, at the end of the day, if you're looking for a good entry-level AEG and you're fine with using an AK model type, it comes down to preference. Look at the parts, look at the performance, look at the specs. If those match what you're looking for, you're going to be getting that version 3 gearbox, that toughness, and that velocity, and I honestly promise you, you won't be disappointed.